completely crazy hair because I've done nothing with it. It is a Sunday after all. But just I talked a bit in the last video about identity crisis, but what I didn't talk about was the symptoms. So I'm 1 month in to chemical menopause because I've had PMDD I mean, at least 20 years and misdiagnosed until the past sort of 4. Yeah, and I've found as I've got older, it's got worse. And I've also found that my body just really quickly becomes accustomed to stuff. So medication doesn't work very well anymore. Yeah, anyway, what I actually wanted to talk about is the symptoms. So the symptoms I've had for the past month would be involuntary muscle movement, so like sudden jerky movement in the hands or in my arms or my legs. So it's only ever one at a time, which I find quite annoying. So yeah, you can just suddenly sort of jerk your body. There's the hot flushes I'm used to. That's part of the medication for PMDD anyway, but I've had hot flushes, but like I say, I'm used to that. Sleep disruption, that's been difficult. Back to not sleeping very well at all. That's been really hard. Other symptoms, a period, first one in maybe 15 years. So that was a bit of a shocker, but wasn't, it was very different to normal and only very light. It's hard to know sometimes what's caused by the chemicals and what's caused by some of the other conditions that I struggle with. So I'm on a lot of medication for different things. I have chronic pain and I have arthritis, osteoarthritis, and some bits and pieces like that. So that obviously causes different things, but obviously like I get stomach pains, which I think are part of the chemical menopause. Foggy brain, but again, that's part of the PMDD meds as well. So, and they keep me on some of those. So I'm still on SSRIs, and they said you stay on those whilst you're having the chemical menopause. So they cause some of these symptoms too. But yeah, I have made a list for the doctor, but it's the symptoms are nothing compared to what I thought. Absolutely nothing. They're not bad. I've not had any anxiety at all. I had that under control pretty much before I started the chemical injections, and I was really fearful that it would bring it back, but it hasn't. So that's been really good. Yeah, I think, to be honest, it's been nothing that would be even worth mentioning. There's nothing. The apathy has been the worst symptom that I've had, and I talked about that in the other video. So I think what I would suggest to people is we're all very different, but it's been worth it so much for me. Yeah, it's definitely been worth it so far, and we'll see what happens. We're only 1 month in.